The science diplomacy, as we know, is not yet a term which is fully defined, but in a lot of ways, when you're defining policies, agreeing on policies, or negotiating policy declarations which will have an influence on policies taken by governments, you're focusing on issues which require a science, evidence-based policy, whether it's climate change, whether it's water management, or whether it's more complex issues even, which is the nexus approaches to all these different issues. So what we are doing in the UfM is precisely bringing together different multi-stakeholder approaches, bringing government officials, bringing think tanks, researchers, but also bringing often regional and local communities and NGOs, civil society, to have a bearing on this. In that manner, we bring together all the stakeholders to have this long-term vision. Then there are some specific projects in which we are involved and which are even closer to the heart of what I would say is scientific diplomacy. UfM hosts the PRIMA initiative, which is an initiative between 14 countries of the northern and southern Mediterranean, including also countries of northern Europe, such as Germany, to define a common strategic research and innovation agenda on issues of water scarcity, agriculture, and agribusiness, issues which are at the core of the challenges faced by the Mediterranean region today. This is very much an area where you need to have sensibility to the challenges of water scarcity in the area, but also bring the scientists to bear on that. And I have mentioned also a very interesting project which is led by the European Union Joint Research Center on a Mediterranean Nexus Atlas. And this is very interesting because it is a way of doing an active science diplomacy by engaging researchers from the Joint Research Center with researchers, practitioners, government officials from all over the Mediterranean to identify case studies where this Nexus approach is being applied. There is, of course, an issue of sharing information, being careful about which cases are selected, and this requires tools by the scientists, by diplomats, on being very careful about what we're talking about. But it will lead to greater knowledge, dissemination of this complex approach, and at the end, a deliverable, an atlas, a book to be shared and to be used as a tool for further engaging on dialogues on this very interesting approach. I think that UfM is a platform which is quite unique, bringing together European countries, southern Mediterranean countries, as a neutral platform to discuss long-term policy approaches.